In the quiet town of Willow Creek, where the whispers of the wind carried secrets through the dense woods, the life of 24-year-old Emily Carter took a tragic turn. Emily, a vibrant and kind-hearted woman, had recently discovered she was pregnant. She was overjoyed, envisioning a future filled with love and family. However, her dreams were shattered in the most horrifying way imaginable. Emily had been in a relationship with 28-year-old Daniel Harper, a charming but enigmatic man who had moved to Willow Creek a few years prior. Daniel had a mysterious past that he rarely spoke of, and while he was well liked in the community, there was always an air of unpredictability about him. Emily, blinded by love, believed that Daniel was the man she would spend the rest of her life with. When Emily told Daniel about her pregnancy, she expected him to share in her joy. Instead, his reaction was cold and detached. He insisted that they were not ready for a child and pressured her to consider other options. Emily, however, was adamant about keeping the baby. She hoped that Daniel would come around, that the idea of fatherhood would grow on him, and that they could build a life together. But as the weeks passed, Daniel grew increasingly distant. Emily's family noticed the change in her demeanor. She was no longer the cheerful, optimistic woman they knew. Her mother, Margaret, would often find her crying in her room, clutching her ultrasound pictures. Emily confided in her sister Sarah that Daniel had become verbally abusive, threatening to leave her if she didn't take care of the problem. One fateful evening, Emily went to Daniel's house to confront him. She wanted to give him an ultimatum. Either he stepped up and committed to her and their child, or she would leave him for good. The argument that ensued was heard by neighbors, who later reported hearing raised voices and the sound of something heavy hitting the floor. The next morning, Emily's body was found in the woods near Daniel's property. She had been strangled, her lifeless eyes staring up at the canopy of trees. The news of her death sent shockwaves through the close-knit community. The police quickly zeroed in on Daniel as the prime suspect. He had no alibi for the night of the murder, and forensic evidence linked him to the crime scene. Emily's family was devastated. They revealed to the media that she had been pregnant and that Daniel was the father. They spoke of her dreams of marriage and a family, dreams that had been brutally extinguished. The community rallied around the Carters, holding vigils and demanding justice for Emily and her unborn child. As the trial unfolded, more dark secrets about Daniel came to light. It was revealed that he had a history of violence and manipulation in previous relationships. Text messages between him and Emily showed his increasing hostility toward her pregnancy. The prosecution painted a picture of a man who felt trapped and saw murder as the only way out. In the end, Daniel was convicted of Emily's murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But for Emily's family, the victory was bittersweet. They had lost a daughter, a sister, and a future grandchild. The town of Willow Creek, once a peaceful haven, was forever scarred by the tragedy. Emily's memory lived on in the hearts of those who loved her. A small memorial was erected at the edge of the woods where she was found, a reminder of the life that was taken too soon. And though the shadows of betrayal would always linger, the community vowed to never forget the woman who had dreamed of a brighter future, a future that was stolen from her in the darkest of ways.